Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item is any public comments, questions concerning today's agenda?
Hi, the motion to execute the intergovernmental agreement between Wayne and Pike counties for boarding of inmates on behalf of the correctional facility, that was taken off the agenda a couple weeks ago and said to be on today. Is there a reason that?
Well, we thought it would be on today. There's still some edits that have to be done on the contract. It was sent, we submitted back to our solicitor and back to Wayne County, and now it's just being reviewed by them and finalized by us.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Okay, next item we have is a motion to approve the July 1st, 2026 agenda. Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the June 17th, 2026 meeting minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the June 24th, 2026 conference minutes. Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the payment of general funds and county bills in the amount of $1,566,559.82.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve payment from the vehicle registration fund in the amount of $10,652.50.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve payment from the Act 8 fund in the amount of $8,820.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Personnel, motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from Warden Lowe advising it has hired the following individuals with prison board approval as full-time correctional officers for the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week effective June 6, 2026 with benefits after 90 days. July 6th.
Motion.
Wait, gotta read the names. I gotta try and read the names, I'm sorry. Alicia Curbo, Kayla Stokesbury, Calusa Goncalves. These are replacement positions.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from Warden Lowe advising that he has, with prison board approval, continued the employment of Kathleen Cronin as a temporary part-time accounts clerk for the correctional facility on an as-needed basis from July 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026 for less than 1,000 hours per year.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from Coroner Christopher P. Brighton advising that Kevin Stroyan has been hired as a per diem deputy coroner effective July 2nd, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to hire Kayla Urena as legal assistant 1 for Children and Youth Services for 37.5-hour work week effective July 6th, 2026. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to acknowledge receipt of a letter from President Judge Chelik recommending the lateral transfer of Jennifer Tambelin from pretrial unit supervisor to the position of adult probation supervisor for July 1st, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to promote Zoya,
Rosenstein.
thank you, to full-time Human Service Director in the Human Services Department for a 37.5-hour work week, retroactive to June 29th, 2026.
Human Resources.
I did say
You said Human Services.
Human Resources Director, retroactive to June 29th, 2026. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to promote Keisha Hamilton to Caseworker 2 in Children and Youth Services, retroactive to May 19th, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to recess the Commissioners meeting to hold a salary board meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Salary board. Motion to convene the salary board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve June 17th. Motion to approve the June 17th, 2026 salary board minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Motion to set the hourly rate of the following individuals at $28.36 per hour as full-time correctional officers for the correctional facility for a 40-hour work week effective July 6, 2026 with benefits after 90 days. Alicia Curbo, Kayla Stokesbury, Calusa Goncalves.
Motion.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Motion to set the hourly rate of Kathleen Cronin at $40 per hour as a temporary part-time account clerk for the correctional facility on an as-needed basis from July 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026, for less than 1,000 hours per year.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the per diem rate of Kevin Stroin at $150 as deputy coroner effective July 2nd, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion to set the annual salary of Kayla Urena at $33,220 as a legal assistant one for Children and Youth Services for a 37.5-hour work week effective July 6, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to set the annual salary of Zoya Rojinseska, how do you say it? Rojinskaya, to $79,500 as a full-time human service director in the Human Resources Department for a 37.5-hour work week retroactive to June 29, 2026.
Motion.
Second. Human Resources Director.
I don't know why everyone called him that.
That's okay.
Motion
You got
second.
Rob on the brain.
I do it all the time. Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to increase the hourly rate to Heisha Hamilton by 75 cents per hour due to a promotion to caseworker 2 in Children and Youth Services, retroactive to May 19, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn the salary board.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to reconvene the commissioners meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor? Aye. Under old business, motion to award the bids for the sale of transportation vehicles. The following items are awarded to John Stephen, number 69, a 2018 Dodge Grand Caravan, $13,500. Number 71, a 2019 Dodge Grand Caravan, $12,200. The following items are awarded to David Pump, number 72, 2019 Dodge Grand Caravan, $13,100. Number 73 Dodge Grand Caravan, number $14,200. The following items are awarded to Matthew Zurich, number 59, a 2018 Ford Ecoline, $35,700.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Under new business, motion to advertise the bids for the purchase of fruit-flavored beverages for the period of September 1st, 2026 through August 31st, 2027 on behalf of the correctional facility.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion to authorize the chairman execute Prosper Laboratories Incorporated drinking water treatment plant agreement on behalf of the correctional facility as recommended by the prison board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Motion to authorize the chairman execute the Clear Consulting 365 LLC wastewater treatment plant wastewater operations support proposal on behalf of the correctional facility as recommended by the prison board.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the chairman execute the Global Master Services Agreement from ADP.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Motion to authorize the chairman execute dirt, gravel, and low volume road maintenance amendment number 2 to the agreement between Pike County Conservation District and the County of Pike.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the 2023 Community Development Block Grant Program payment voucher payable to Hailstone Economic in the amount of $4,249.15 on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the following Human Services payment vouchers on behalf of the Office of Human Services: Homeless Assistance Program in the amount of $3,376, Human Services Development Fund in the amount of $10,948, FAIR in the amount of $3,420.97, and State Food Purchase Program in the amount of $6,949.56.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we move on to miscellaneous. The first item, of course, every meeting is the Penn State Extension calendar of events. And the next item, before we go, I just have something I would like to read as we move into this weekend of celebration for our 250th anniversary. So today, on the first day of July, we begin the final days leading to one of the most important anniversaries in our nation's history. In just a few days, Americans from coast to coast will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence and the birth of the United States of America. 250 years ago, our founders entered the month that would change the world forever. On July 1st, 1776, delegates gathered in Philadelphia to debate independence. On July 2nd, they voted to separate from Great Britain. On July 3rd, they refined the words that would explain their decision to the world. And on July 4th, they adopted the Declaration of Independence, proclaiming the ideals of liberty, equality, and self-government. But America's story did not end on July 4th, 1776. In many ways, it was only the beginning. For 250 years, generations of Americans have worked to preserve and expand the freedoms declared in that document. Brave men and women defended our nation on battlefields around the world. Here at home, Americans struggled, debated, and sacrificed to ensure that the promise of liberty would reach more people and that the rights guaranteed by our Constitution would belong to all Americans. The American story is not one of perfection, it's one of perseverance, a continuing effort to build a more perfect union while protecting the freedoms that bind us as a people. Benjamin Franklin was once asked what kind of government had been created by our founders. His reply was, "A republic, if we can keep it." For 250 years, Americans have worked to keep it. As we celebrate this historic milestone, let us remember that freedom is not something we inherit automatically. Every generation has a responsibility to protect it, strengthen it, and pass it on. As we look toward America's next 250 years, may we remain committed to the principles of liberty, opportunity, self-government, and equal justice that have guided our nation since its founding. To help us begin this celebration, it is my honor to introduce a poem written by Chuck O'Neill in recognition of this historic anniversary and the enduring spirit of the American people. Chuck, you're on.
Thank you, Matt. Commissioners Schmalzley and Caceres, everyone in attendance. The poem in celebration of our nation's 250th anniversary is called Americans by Turns. And I'm honored to read it here, the seat of our county government, which serves all the citizens and municipalities of Pike County. Americans by Turns. For citizens to come on our nation's 250th anniversary. We were the new blood once, and this place was the world of our days. Like you in your century, we cared for the things that those who came before us left when they left. Parks, buildings, businesses, monuments, markers, signs, street trees, an old bluestone fountain, hill woods, the glen, the creeks, the river, ordinances, public hearings, meeting minutes, codes, budgets, word by written word and word of mouth, a museum, food pantry, library, the VFW, newspapers, lights, crosswalks, curb cuts, fields, bridges, intersections, ambulance, fire, police, snow removal, trash collection, yes, all of it, down to us. And we took care, knowing our inheritance was in truth borrowed from our children and held by us a while in trust for safekeeping. And we lived within shouting distance of each other. And from time to time, we shouted. Some swore God was in the details. Some swore it was the devil. Others were pretty sure details were just details. Yet we stood together for the flag and said liberty and justice for all and meant what we said. Because the town was ours then, and we were the town's. And day in, day out, the town to us was the county, the commonwealth, the country even,
a nation of, by, and for the people we could see, a republic we could keep, where hope was local, and hope was the measure of everything held together in trust for safekeeping. And we learned early on from our mothers and fathers that we were born for hope and seen by others everywhere as the world's best hope. And hope was the thing with feathers, and hope begets hope. And a little of it goes a long way around the block, from house to house to house. And they taught us too that hope is never a given, that before you know it, hope could be lost or stolen, and warned us again and again about the perils of indifference, and made certain we knew there'd be times we'd need to hope against hope, and that the cost for hope, like freedom, is attention, vigilance always. Because it's hard to predict the day or the hour when the thief will come. And because the thief is clever and oftentimes hides in plain sight, so we were watchful, though prone to distraction, attached to our comforts, inclined to judge others, impelled to be right. But the makers of our nation, who saw firsthand we could be our own worst enemies, had faith enough still to look past daily human failings to the better angels of our nature. As we look out now to you, new blood of the Union, life by life by life, imagining whatever was ours has become yours, and your history of flaws and your hunger for hope, not much different from ours. Citizens in your own time, who are more to us and more in our meditations than you might suppose. Taking care, word by written word and word of mouth, reverencing a town's old bluestone fountain, Americans by turns, keeping the republic, holding up hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck. So the next item we had on here, and this all ties together, is we all have to remember this weekend is our celebration weekend here in Milford Borough. The parade is July 4th. Kickoff is at noon. There should be a lot of life going on in the borough here. At the conclusion of the parade, there will be some ceremonies at the community house at the pavilion, where we will have some music playing for the afternoon until 5 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock at night, I think we will see the star lit on the knob, which will open up the new century, or the next 50 years. I guess we could say the next 250 years, and most of us won't be here for the next 50, but that's okay. But we welcome the new millennium coming forward. So thank you, Chuck, and I then will, if there's any others, I'll open up the press and public comment.
Just have a couple quick things, Matt, if that's okay for everybody. Thank you very much, Mr. O'Neill. It was a wonderful, wonderful poem that you read in your vein and in the veins that of the remarks from the chairman. Just wanted to remind everyone that protest is patriotic and dissent is the American equalizer. With that said, there's going to be really high temperatures this week. Today's 95, I think tomorrow's 99, Friday's 101, I might have switched those. Thinking about our older neighbors out there today, our pets, or just pets that you see, just check on your neighbors. If you see a pet, if you can give them some water or something to drink, it'd be really helpful. And we do have 2 cooling centers that are open by the county. The Blooming Grove Senior Center is open daily from 8 to 4. They are closed on Friday, unfortunately. The Matamoros is open today from 8 to 3. If you have questions about the cooling centers and additional times, you can call 570-775-5550. Stay.
Okay. Present public comment.
Bill, you stated last meeting that you take the ICE detainees in Pike detention based on federal input. I have a concern. If you as commissioners are detaining people for money who have been arrested by ICE on U.S. soil without confirming they have had due process, then you are complicit. Just following orders is not valid when something is illegal. I know I will hear about other administrations and the whataboutism from them, but you did not control any of that. But you do control what goes on in Pike County. If you cannot confirm due process, then you are as responsible as a getaway driver in a kidnapping and earning money on the backs of these men. I'm very concerned about what we're going forward for as Pike County. I know you say you're trying to do something because it's a source of money, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a source of money on people's backs who have not been followed due process of the Constitution.
Right?
Yeah, not to be overlooked, I think, is the restoration of the rainbow trout on the old jail, now the borough office. It was magnificently restored by a local artist.
She did.
Yeah, she did a great job. And her husband, Rich Provenzano, who's also a council member, worked diligently and very hard to get all the working parts together again, so it will be up there. You should take a look.
Yep.
Well done.
It is well done.
It is.
well done, yep, and I'm glad that Stella, that's who did it, Stella
Yes,
Provenzano
Stella
repainted it. So we have a little history on that. The original painting was done by Valerie Meyer, who also lives on East Ann Street, or West Ann Street. And she had her and a high school student back in, I think it was like 2000, 2001, because the borough was involved in that, of getting that painted, and now Stella's done a magnificent job of refurbishing it, and it looks beautiful. Believe it or not, I didn't realize it, but there was a fish on this building also.
Is that right?
Yeah, so when this building was built in 1984, there was an iron fish put up here, and our maintenance guy brought us down yesterday and said, should we put the fish back up? It hadn't been up for so long, we forgot it wasn't there. So we're gonna put it back up, but it's not as beautiful as that. It's this big, and it's doesn't look so much like a trout though, but it's a fish.
Yeah.
But we're gonna put that back up too, just to commemorate all of this. So yeah, that's really important. Thank you, Fred.
Sure.
Anyone else? Okay. Cindy, I'm sorry. I thought you were here just listening.
Well, I was at first, and then I said, better take the opportunity. Thank you.
Cindy is here representing about the reassessment in the county. She represents the assessment board and the reassessment that's currently going on, or the ratio change, but I'll let you go. Go ahead.
Thank you. July 1 is the mailing deadline by Pennsylvania statute to mail the change of assessment notices for the predetermined ratio change that the county is implementing. So many of you have received or will receive this week notices in the mail that reflect very specifically your property. It will have the 1994 assessed value at 25%, which is what you are used to seeing. The county has opted to move that to 100%. So you'll see your actual market value at 25% based on 1994. Then you'll see it at 100%, still based on 1994. It's a reassessment, but it's not a revaluation of a reassessment. That's part 2. This is part 1, which is what we're going to face. Your taxes will show what you are paying at 25%, and they are exactly the same of what you will pay based on 100%. It's required by law that we send this. There are instructions on here. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We are happy to field your calls. I'll stay here later with my associates, answer any questions that you have. You have until August 10th to file an appeal. The information is on your notice to file the appeal if you'd like to come in and talk with us. Okay? Any questions?
Any questions?
Thanks, guys.
Nothing else? Motion to adjourn? Motion to done. Thank you.